Oi. Psst. You! Laddie, come here. Tell me something. Are we surrounded? Or splendid? Now wait a minute. You wouldn't be part of the Royal Navy, would you? Because you would have to tell me if you were. Oh, good. Well, seeing as how we are squared away, the information you're about to hear is about to become mighty vital. So you listen closely to old Captain Carver, and you better do it good. Otherwise, it wouldn't just be me own neck what's on the line.
2 cans of beer a day, and that's your bleeding lot. And now we've got an extra one because they stopped the tot. So we'll put on our civvy clothes, find a pub ashore. A sailor's just a sailor, just like he was before. Don't haul on the rope, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another on the shore. A sailor ain't a sailor, ain't a sailor anymore.
With a panic-stricken enclave, Major Mitchell does their best to keep the peace amongst their members, but also desperately pleas to the pirates for their assistance in this matter, as one of their newly initiated animals has just been kidnapped.
Okay, I'll go up to Major Mitchell and I'll try to, if she's okay to talk, I will go up to her and say, is it important that this person is found, or this thing is found? I apologize, I forgot that everybody's animals here.
Major Mitchell took a moment, composed themselves, and then explained to the crew why Monica the Toad was important to their operation. You see, Monica holds information that is vital to all of the Enclave's future here on the island. She was allied with the Lonely Bay pirates, and she defected to us to find solace. She knows what the pirates intend on doing with the crystals from the cave. We wanted to prepare ourselves with this information, should they come and try to attack us.
Alright. Do you want help trying to find Monica?
If you could help us in our most desperate hour, now is the time to prove yourselves, more so than you already have, as allies to this enclave. Please, I beg of you.
Okay, I look to the crew and I say, I know I'm not in charge. It is up to you, Amelia and Marlowe, but maybe we could go on a scouting mission. What do you all say? We could leave it to a vote.
I kind of look back at Amelia and I go, well, mate, they did show us hospitality. I believe we can repay them.
Aye. Though, something doesn't quite sit right with me about all of this.
I agree. Let us, if we're all in agreement... Oh, wait, before I say anything, I kind of lean in to Amelia and I go, I believe we'll talk on the trail.
Aye.
And I kind of pull back and I go, well, if we're all in agreement, I believe we can go on a venture to go see if we can find your friend.
With a heavy sigh of relief, Major Mitchell felt a bit of security, knowing that the pirates were on the side of the Enclave. I must say, it brings me joy to know that you are a shining example of being able to have hope in the inhabitants of this island. Once you return and bring Monica back safely, I promise that I shall be more honest with the goings-on of my enclave.
Do I believe?
I know, I was about to say the same thing.
More honest. That got me.
Well, I only got an 11.
At this point, Kuerdo just like slowly slid like a little close to Claire, and he's like, "So," to Nymphadora, and he's like, "So, you you've always been a siren?
Not exactly.
Oh,
Yeah. It just happened one day. It's a bit of a long story. And yeah. It was an interesting experience. Especially being down below for so long. It was a very strange box that was always singing as well. But it was fun to play with.
Kuerdo's face suddenly just drops, and anybody who sees him can see that suddenly Kuerdo's face probably has been the most sober, serious, distant thing that you've ever seen him do. Like, he just literally just stares at Nymphadora. Right. Alrighty then. He literally just, after that moment of, right. All right. And he just sort of starts moving off to whatever direction they're supposed. He doesn't even know where they're going. He's literally just walks away out of
I don't think we've walked
discomfort.
away yet, but
We
No,
haven't
he hasn't.
walked away.
He hasn't.
Yes,
He
we
literally
haven't.
starts walking away, and he just has that moment of like,
All right, I think
I
if
don't
I
know.
see
Oh,
the
I'll like point to Amelia and be like, deal with the bird. I'll go take on Kuerdo.
okay, or I was gonna go could do it to Puerto, but do I get the sense that Marlowe wants to do it alone?
Marlowe is probably just he's like, just stay here. Better all of us in one location than multiple people splitting off.
After the crew were done discussing amongst themselves, Major Mitchell asked once more if they were going to help to soothe the anxiety amongst the Enclave.
Aye. No, I don't like going into a battle unprepared. What are these creatures?
Major Mitchell's eyes widened as she realized she must speak of the horror she had just tasked her allies to face. With a brave face, she described the looming threat. In the far depths of the cave, there is a creature known as the Zorn. They scour the depths of the earth for precious metal and stones. They are made of the very earth and soil that they can burrow through. They sniff out gemstones and precious metals, which is why they are so protective of the crystals. With many talons and a gaping maw, they are quite destructive and terrifying.
Aye, well, the crew seems to be in agreement. Marlowe.
I'm still following Kuerdo off. And I'm gonna kind of catch up to him. I gotta put my hand on his shoulder, and be like, "Hey, mate, wait. Where you going? We gotta go back. Are you all right?"
yes, I'm obviously fine. Just memories is all. Just strange conversation with that Nymphadora gal.
I know she can be a little unique, per se. Are you do you happen to know her?
It's that she's a siren. I obviously cannot know a siren that closely, although I've had my few encounters. But I would remember her. Kuerdo just starts like reminiscing, but just gets lost for a moment.
Yeah, well, you let me know when it's on, but I have something what to do.
I put both arms on it. I put both arms on his shoulder and I go, "Mate, I need you here. We're stuck on an island. Everything around us is not grand. But I need you focused. And is Nymphadora going to be a problem?"
No, she won't. She won't eat me, right?
Marlowe kind of gives like a. I mean, When's the last time she ate?
You should know that.
You know, Kuerdo, I think you and I have drunk enough to know that my memory not all it used to be.
Fair.
Alright,
Yeah, go ahead. I want you to finish the conversation before what I was going to do.
Oh, all I was gonna say is, if you're sure you're alright, mate, then maybe we should get back to it.
I have to be, don't I? We need to get out of here.
I think at that point, maybe while they're having that conversation, I cast a message to Nymphadora again, and I say, I know that maybe I'm not one to pry, but I believe I heard the word siren escape from your lips. Was I wrong?
You're not wrong, but I also know what you are as well. So that kind of makes us even.
Nymphadora suddenly felt a flash go off in her mind, as if a voice cried out to her.
Stay away from what is mine.
I take that as a challenge.
You... Sorry. You see her face go from very curious to just in horror and shock and... Sorry, I'm tearing up right now. Fuck. And she'll just look at you and just be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And she's gonna start backing away from the group to just be alone.
Do I, as we're walking back, do I see her going off?
No, I'm just backing. I'm not trying to go up. I'm just backing away. I'm just kind of.
Okay, you're just backing away. Okay, it sounded like me literally. I don't want people to run away. Sees Mirage going away. Me.
No.
God damn it!
No,
trying to stick us together.
I'm not trying to run. I promise you. I'm just.
Okay.
We now take a moment to peer inside the minds of the crew before they go on to this dangerous task.
She still doesn't trust them. She finds them evasive. But she wants to do whatever she can to get everyone out of here. If that means she has to save this toad, then that's what she's gonna do.
So, mainly what Marlowe's thinking is he just had this interaction with Kuerdo. He has a sneaking suspicion that in his gut, he feels like Kuerdo is not right, is not all right. Deep down, he does feel like something's wrong, but Marlowe's not going to pry because at this moment in time, that's not the most important objective that is happening. He still has the same mindset Amelia does, where it is, we need to get off this island. And if it means going and helping somebody who's going to give us more information, the last thing to do is question it, go and do it, come back, and continue moving.
Nymphadora's confused, but also trying to suss everyone out, especially Mirage going like she's just done, and Kuerdo just seemed to be slightly shocked, but not at the same time. And then she's been overwhelmed with the don't trust the toad all of a sudden, because she heard certain words that seem to all be linking to somewhere. So she's going to be telling the crew something in a minute when she's out of the way of everywhere.
Kuerdo is very much lost in thought throughout the journey. He seems to definitely just be having some sort of... He just seems, even though he usually seems distracted and aloof, in this particular time it seems like he's just having flashes of both sound and feeling and emotion of his time underwater, trapped in the chest. That's just, it's sort of echoing and looping in his mind a little bit after what Nymphadora said. He just doesn't know. He doesn't have the ability to put the pieces together.
was thinking about trying to work together with the crew and getting off this island. But after what just happened, she is just very much kind of struck in horror in that she is fearful that she can never fully escape. And she's also replaying the conversation she had with Amelia. And it's just verifying what just happened with her, of why she can't be around people, why she can't be around because she doesn't want to cause any more harm. But she says she's stuck.
As the crew ventured out into the depths of the thick jungle, it was clear that tensions and unease were rising amongst certain members.
So, So, unless, with the group moving forward, because of what happened, unless someone, is getting her out of her shocked state, she's not moving. Mirage is very much to herself, clutching onto her book, and is just very kind of catatonic, and it just is not moving at all, and it's just very...
I'm gonna approach Mirage. I'm going to put my hand on the book and start to pull it slightly down. Mirage, remember what I said. I protect me crew. Right now, that means you.
Can you protect me?
You can do this.
You don't know how much I want to believe that.
I will put my life on the line to protect everyone here.
The cavern's blue crystals gave off a shimmering magic that could be sensed right from entry. Nymphadora had already been aware of its revealing capabilities, but soon, 2 more of the party were to have their secrets revealed, with Kuerdo being the first victim of the arcane energy's power.
Kuerdo has been so lost in thought. He sort of started trailing a bit ahead of the group, not realizing what was happening with him. And finally, at one point, he looks down at his hand and he just stops dead on his track. His back is to the group. And you pretty much can't see anything from his figure other than his attire. But you see him completely freeze for a moment. And he just stays there. He doesn't seem to be wanting to move at all whatsoever.
So I see Kuerdo stop full tracks and already kind of in gut know that something's up, but also trying to keep the mission in the forefront. I'll go ahead and I'll kind of tap Kuerdo on the back and then kind of come up on his right side and kind of look at him and then notice that he's looking down in his hands.
He probably, as soon as you try to tap him and come to him, he shifts and dashes and just puts his hand away. He's like, stop! But then when he does that, you're able to see that his hand has turned completely colorless. And he just says, please just wait a moment.
So if I'm coming around the side and you put your hand up, I'm going to immediately go and try and grab it.
Yeah.
So immediately when I see this, and I immediately disengage, and I slide back at least 15 feet, and I just immediately put the hand on the hilt, and I go, you tell me right now what the fuck is going on.
Kuerdo, at this point, he says,
Marlowe, back off.
I'm focused on Kuerdo. I can't hear you.
I'm going to put myself in between Kuerdo and Marlowe.
Amelia.
Marlowe.
You know. Ain't about this. What is going on?
Marlowe, back off.
It can be your crew. I don't care. Are you putting us all in danger? What is going on?
He's not a danger to anyone here. Do you think I'd have someone on my crew that would pose a risk to it?
In all
I
due
may
respect,
everyone a home, but I'll never put me crew at risk. Kuerdo is a valuable and trusted member of me crew.
I think Amelia will, if after this talk, after a while, starts to see this, she's going to slowly approach Kuerdo and try to reach out for his hand to see if I can actually touch it.
He jolts at first, looking at Mirage, but then slowly just offers his hand.
Kuerdo, go with Mirage.
He nods.
Me and Marlowe need to have a talk.
I'll take Kuerdo's hand and I'll try to take him over to a corner or something.
Kuerdo takes a look at Marlowe, and you can. The expressionless face is not able to reflect the pain that he feels of potentially having lost a friend that he thought he had found.
Marlowe is fixated on Amelia at this time. I go ahead and I take my hands away from my sword, and I go, Amelia, I have no reason not to trust you. However, I would like to know exactly what fancies this moment.
Now, Kuerdo found his way into me crew under rather different circumstances. I fished him out of a box in the ocean. I'm the only member of my crew that's ever seen the true Kuerdo. He hides it for this exact reason. As a sailor, you know how dangerous a siren can be. Yet, there's always one close by with you. Isn't there? Now, I've got the utmost respect for you, Marlowe. Please respect that Kuerdo doesn't want this getting out. Still the same man you were drinking with in the tavern. He's still the same man that took down those creatures. He earned your respect. Don't break it now.
Marlowe's kind of gonna adjust. We kind of shake his head. Alright, Amelia. Once again, I know you bring in many a flavorful crewmates. I'm not one to judge. I do the same. But you're right. I'm not sure I trust many of the people here. But you're the one person here I do feel like I do have trust in. With that being said, I'll trust Kuerdo if you say so. And he has showed me nothing but trust since. I appreciate the transparency of the situation, mate.
Aye. Now, let's go check on Kuerdo.
I was
Aye.
about to say I would like to have a conversation with Kuerdo while that was happening, if possible. I took Kuerdo's hand, took over to a corner, and I think because Mirage is just curious, especially since this is a very different Kuerdo, not just look-wise, but personality-wise. If he allows her, she'll try to go up and touch his face to kind of get in a sense of what she feels. I mean, if you want to tell me what I feel, you can, but...
Kuerdo would probably see the hands coming close, and then he would move away from them, and just keep himself in the corner, his hands tight, as he just tries to shift himself back and sees that it doesn't work, and he just keeps saying, "It's not working. I seen it work. This is not me. This is not me.
And she'll approach Kuerdo and try to put a hand on her shoulders, like, calm down. It's okay. You're with friends. And she'll try to touch his hands and kind of hold over the clasped hands that he has and try to calm him down in some way.
I just look at everyone and say, I think the toad might be a Zorn, because the Major Mitchell said there might be someone undercover in all of this. I can't remember exactly what they said, but something's telling me we should not trust that toad. We should tread lightly. Just before we get that far. Just in my head, it's all.
No, I'm with you, Nymphadora, that I'm not exactly sure if I could trust, because it seemed to me that there was concern, but there seemed to be panic as to why this particular toad was quite important.
It's just how it could communicate before it got changed, and she was on about that if the Zorn manages to find a different form in one respect, then I'm not sure.
That's quite a good point.
I still want to check on Kuerdo though before we move any further.
Yes, you'll see Mirage with Kuerdo trying to calm him down, and I look up to Amelia and just like, you're better at words than I am when getting through to him.
I appear beside Amelia as well.
Kuerdo, can you hear me?
Kuerdo nods, though he keeps his face low to try to hide himself under his
Look at me. Look at me. Kuerdo, I know you hide this. You hide it well. But look around. You're among friends. Not long ago, you and Marlowe, drinking, having the time of your life.
Kuerdo looks up Marlowe to check what he might be, his expression toward him might be.
Marlowe notices you kind of probably turn with a featureless face toward him, and he addresses and goes, I deeply apologize, mate. You understand my sudden surprise. As a mate I just had drinks with to be suddenly turned different. I don't trust easy, nor do I trust well. As I look over at Nymphadora as a siren, and then look back. There are many things that they surprise. Nor am I exactly the one to be judging. However, I do believe what we have is not broken at this moment, nor is the trust between us severed in any way. I believe we can move forward. I do apologize for my sudden reaction. And I put out a hand to shake it.
Kuerdo looks expressionless between the hand and the face, and then his collarless hand just reaches and shakes back.
And then I pull him in for a hug.
Aww.
At that moment, Kuerdo allows the hug, and then he just holds him back, and then he just basically whispers to him, I must confess, I didn't hear the secret you gave me.
Yeah.
Marlowe goes, I didn't tell you a secret.
Perfect.
I think
Nice.
yes, Mirage will put a hand on Kuerdo and just kind of be a comforting shoulders, like, you're among friends. We won't judge. And then she's going to kiss him on the forehead.
He's
But I
lucky that
say-
he has an expressionless face.
Yeah, but I'm like, don't take that any other way.
Don't worry, he's got a good poker face.
He just tips his head.
Seriously, poke that face. It don't move.
I try to poke. As we're walking, if you don't mind me, I'd like to try to cast one more message to Nymphadora and say, you can believe me or not, but what happened before was not my doing, and I am sorry. And she waits for a response.
I just reply, don't let it happen again, but I'm here to help you through whatever is causing it.
I'll do my very best, but I have no control sometimes.
I'm strong, I can take it. Don't worry.
And that's about all I can say for now, you understand? Now, I know I've been talking your ears off about magical creatures and crystal caves and transformations and a lot of heavy-hearted material here and there. It seems like a good seasoning. But the real reason behind this is because... Wait. I heard something. Something that doesn't agree with old Captain Carver. Something that would rather see me swinging. Well, I'm afraid I must go for now. And remember, when it comes to piracy, us pirates have to hang together. Elsewise, they'd rather see us hang separately. Safe voyages to you, my friend.